Hey rock fans, welcome back to your channel name. If this is your first time here, we dive deep into the stories behind legendary music. Today, we're exploring 10 Grammy-winning rock bands from the golden era, the late 60s through the 80s. These aren't just success stories, they're tales of triumph, tragedy, and pure musical genius. Let's get into it. Number 10. Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Deja Vu, 1970. Let's dive into a supergroup that changed everything. At the 1971 Grammys, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young's Deja Vu was nominated for Album of the Year, though they didn't win. This album represented a pivotal moment in rock history. David Crosby from the Byrds, Stephen Stills from Buffalo Springfield, Graham Nash from the Hollies, and Neil Young created a supergroup with unmatched harmonies. Their voices blended like liquid gold. Deja Vu, released in March 1970, topped the charts and featured classics like Teach Your Children, Our House, and Joni Mitchell's Woodstock. The album captured the idealism and turbulence of the era. But here's the drama. These four egos could barely stand each other. Creative tensions, political disagreements, and personality clashes made every session explosive. Young was especially difficult, often disappearing or refusing to compromise. The album sold over 8 million copies and reached number 1 on the Billboard 200. It perfectly embodied the counterculture movement, hopeful yet troubled, beautiful yet fractured. CSNY won 8 Grammy nominations throughout their various configurations. Their ability to create gorgeous music despite hating each other proved that sometimes conflict breeds genius. 4 voices, one incredible sound. Number 9. Eagles, Heartache Tonight, 1980. There's nothing we can do. Today, we're talking about a Grammy-winning party anthem. At the 1980 Grammy Awards, the Eagles won Best Rock Performance by a duo or group with vocal for Heartache Tonight. Some folks can't hold out that long. This was just before they would break up for 14 years, making it a bittersweet moment. Heartache Tonight, written by Don Henley, Glenn Frey, Bob Seger, and J.D. Southern, showed the Eagles at their most fun and loose. After the dark introspection of Hotel California, this was pure rock and roll joy. The song hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, proving the Eagles could still dominate the charts. That driving rhythm and those infectious ooh-ooh backing vocals were impossible to resist. But behind the scenes, tensions were mounting. Glenn Frey and Don Felder's relationship was falling apart. Everybody wants to take a chance. After their 1980 tour, they'd break up amid bitter legal battles and hurt feelings. The Eagles had an incredible run in the 1970s. 5 number 1 singles, 6 number 1 albums, and 6 Grammy Awards. They sold over 150 million albums worldwide and defined California rock. Their 1994 reunion, the Hell Freezes Over tour, became one of the highest grossing tours ever. Even their breakup couldn't keep the Eagles grounded. They were born to fly. Number 8. Aerosmith, 1980s. Comeback. Let's talk about the kings of the comeback. Aerosmith exploded in the 1970s with classics like Dream On, Sweet Emotion, and Walk This Way. But by the early 1980s, drug addiction and internal conflicts nearly destroyed them. They were washed up, Forgotten, a cautionary tale. Then came 1986. Run DMC covered Walk This Way with Steven Tyler and Joe Perry, creating one of the first major rock-rap collaborations. Suddenly, Aerosmith was relevant again, to a whole new generation. The band got clean and came roaring back with 1987's Permanent Vacation. The comeback continued with Pump in 1989, featuring Love in an Elevator and Janie's Got a Gun. The latter won them their first Grammy in 1990 for Best Rock Performance by a duo or group. Aerosmith won 4 Grammy Awards and sold over 150 million records worldwide. They proved that second acts in American lives are absolutely possible. Steven Tyler's screaming vocals, Joe Perry's bluesy guitar, and the band's swagger became iconic. They went from nearly dead to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. The lesson: never count out the bad boys from Boston. Aerosmith's resilience inspired everyone who ever faced rock bottom. They climbed back to the top. Number 7. Santana, Abraxas Era, 1970s. Let's talk about the guitar wizard who brought Latin rock to the world. Santana burst onto the scene at Woodstock in 1969, but it was the 1970 album Abraxas that solidified their legendary status. Carlos Santana and his band created a revolutionary fusion of rock, Latin rhythms, and blues. Their 1969 performance of Soul Sacrifice at Woodstock became one of the festival's most memorable moments. That incredible drum battle and Carlos's fluid guitar work introduced the world to something completely new. Abraxas featured classics like Black Magic Woman and Oye Como Va. Songs that became staples of classic rock radio and introduced American audiences to Afro-Cuban rhythms. Peter Green's Black Magic Woman was transformed into something mystical under Santana's hands. Throughout their career, Santana has won multiple Grammy Awards, including an incredible 8 Grammys in one night in 2000 for the album Supernatural. They've sold over 100 million records worldwide. Carlos Santana's distinctive guitar tone, sustained singing, almost vocal, became instantly recognizable. His spiritual approach to music influenced countless musicians. From Woodstock to today, Santana proved that rock and roll has no borders. Music is a universal language, and Santana speaks it fluently. Number 6. Tina Turner, Private Dancer, 1985. In 1985, Tina Turner dominated the Grammy Awards with Private Dancer, winning Record of the Year, Song of the Year for What's Love Got to Do With It, and Best Rock Vocal Performance. At 45 years old, she proved age was just a number. Turner's journey to this moment was brutal. After escaping an abusive marriage with Ike Turner in 1976, the music industry had written her off. She was broke, forgotten, and starting over from scratch. But Tina Turner refused to quit. She played small clubs, rebuilt her reputation one performance at a time, and finally got her shot. Private Dancer, released in 1984, became a cultural phenomenon. The album sold over 5 million copies in the US alone. Songs like Better Be Good to Me and the title track showcased both her vulnerability and her fierce power. Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits wrote Private Dancer specifically for her incredible voice. When Turner walked on stage at the 1985 Grammys, the entire audience chanted "Tina, Tina, Tina." She had earned every ounce of that respect. Turner won 8 Grammy Awards throughout her career. She proved that resilience, talent, and determination could overcome anything. The queen of rock and roll. Number 5, U2, The Joshua Tree, 1988. In 1988, U2 won the Grammy for Album of the Year with The Joshua Tree, cementing their place as the voice of a generation. This Irish band, Bono, The Edge, Adam Clayton, and Larry Mullen Jr., transformed from post-punk underdogs into full-fledged rock stars. Working with producers Brian Eno and Daniel Lanois, U2 embraced American influences like folk and blues. The result was pure magic. Where the streets have no name, I still haven't found what I'm looking for. And With or Without You became anthems. The album topped charts worldwide, selling over 25 million copies. It perfectly balanced political consciousness with spiritual searching, addressing themes of faith, America, and justice. U2 has won 22 Grammy Awards throughout their career, one of the most awarded rock acts in Grammy history. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2005. The Joshua Tree captured a specific moment in time, the Reagan era, the struggle for justice, the search for meaning. 40 years later, it still resonates. This album proved rock music could be both commercially massive and artistically meaningful. That's the U2 legacy. Number 4, The Police, Synchronicity, 1984. Let's talk about a band that went out on top. The Police dominated the 1984 Grammy Awards with their album Synchronicity. They won 3 Grammys that night, including Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group. Sting won Song of the Year for Every Breath You Take. Though he wasn't even there to accept it. He was partying poolside in Australia with Willie Nelson. Sting, Andy Summers, and Stuart Copeland recorded Synchronicity in the Caribbean island of Montserrat in 1983. But the sessions were explosive. Sting and Copeland literally came to blows while recording Every Breath You Take. The album blended new wave, post-punk, reggae, and rock into something completely unique. Nash songs like King of Pain, Wrapped Around Your Finger, and Synchronicity 2 showcased their experimental edge. Synchronicity spent 17 weeks at number 1 and sold over 8 million copies in the US alone. It was nominated for 5 Grammys and has been inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Here's the kicker. This was their final album together. The Police broke up in 1984 at the absolute peak of their success, leaving fans wanting more. That's how you make a legendary exit. Number 3, The Eagles, Hotel California, 1978. The Eagles were nominated for Album of the Year at the 1978 Grammys for Hotel California, though they didn't win that particular award. However, the band collected 6 Grammy Awards throughout their career, and the album became one of rock's defining statements. Formed in Los Angeles in 1971,
There she stood in the doorway, heard the mission.
the Eagles perfected a blend of country, rock, and folk that captivated millions. Glenn Frey, Don Henley, Don Felder, Joe Walsh, and Randy Meisner created a California sound that defined the decade. Hotel California.
How they dance in the courtyard, sweet.
The song became an instant classic with Don Felder's unforgettable dual guitar solo. The mysterious lyrics sparked countless theories. Was it about drugs, Satanism, the music industry? The band loved keeping everyone guessing.
Hotel California.
The album sold over 32 million copies worldwide and spawned hits like New Kid in Town and Life in the Fast Lane. Their harmonies and musicianship set new standards for rock music. With over 150 million albums sold worldwide, the Eagles became one of the best-selling bands of all time. They broke up in 1980, but reunited in 1994, proving their music was timeless. Check out of Hotel California. As the song says, you can never leave. Number 2. Fleetwood Mac, Rumours, 1978. What's up, music lovers? Let's talk about an album born from absolute chaos. Fleetwood Mac won the Grammy for Album of the Year in 1978 with Rumours, and it was literally the sound of a band falling apart. During recording, every romantic relationship in the band was collapsing. Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham had broken up. John and Christine McVie were divorcing. Mick Fleetwood's marriage was ending. They were writing songs about each other's breakups while working together in the studio. Talk about awkward. Yet this emotional warfare produced some of rock's greatest songs. Dreams became their only #1 hit, written by Nicks about Buckingham. Go Your Own Way was Buckingham's angry response. The Chain represented their commitment to stay together as a band, even as everything else fell apart. The result? Over 40 million copies sold worldwide, making it one of the best-selling albums ever. It spent 31 weeks at #1 and dominated the charts throughout 1977 and 1978. Fleetwood Mac proved that the most painful experiences can create the most beautiful music. Rumours remains a masterpiece of heartbreak turned into art. This was rock and roll at its most emotionally raw. Number 1. Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water, 1971.
And all your dreams are on there.
Simon and Garfunkel swept the 1971 Grammy Awards with their masterpiece Bridge Over Troubled Water. The album won 6 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year, Record of the Year, and Song of the Year. But here's the heartbreaking twist. They were actually breaking up while recording it. Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel's creative partnership had grown tense by 1970. Artistic disagreements and personal conflicts threatened to tear them apart. Yet somehow, amid all that turmoil, they created their most beautiful work. The title track became an anthem of hope during turbulent times. Its gospel-inspired piano intro and Garfunkel's soaring vocals captured something transcendent. The album also featured gems like Cecilia, The Boxer, and El Condor Pasa. Released in January 1970, it became one of the best-selling albums of all time. With over 25 million copies sold worldwide, the duo won 10 Grammy Awards throughout their career and were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1990. Their final studio album proved that sometimes the most beautiful art comes from pain. That's the magic of Simon and Garfunkel.
And pain is all of...
And there you have it. 10 incredible bands that proved rock and roll isn't just about the music, it's about the journey. From Simon and Garfunkel's beautiful breakup to Aerosmith rising from the ashes, these artists showed us that sometimes pain, conflict, and chaos create the most unforgettable art. Which band's story hit you the hardest? Drop a comment below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into rock history, smash that like button and subscribe for more music stories that matter. Until next time, keep the music alive.